everybody. Thanks for joining. Today, we're going to talk about some of the great ways we use Atlassian together with our own UiPath automation. This is a really fun topic with a lot of great use case examples, and I'll touch on a couple today. So we'll get started with a little bit of context on how UiPath automation works with Atlassian tools, including Jira and Confluence. We'll walk through some of the DevOps challenges we faced internally at UiPath. And I'll give a couple of use case examples of what we put together as solutions and show a live demo of one of them in action. So since joining UiPath, I focused a lot on automation, obviously. And before that, I remember using DevOps tools like Jira to bring really exciting changes to the ways we collaborate. Today, I get to enjoy finding ways to apply these together, improving user experience with non-disruptive automation, and using tools like Jira and Confluence to provide a great foundation for DevOps solutions, as well as customer experience, project tracking, and general collaboration. And then exploring ways to couple our automation with the power of those tools and those types of solutions, allowing users to focus on their incidents and projects with robots helping out sight unseen in the background. So for a little bit of background, RPA is often thought of as task automation. I can use a robot to download an attachment, scrape or enter data, generate a report, etc. And while these can be really good starting points, the real power of automation comes from engaging full processes made of many related tasks. So that could mean using lots of disparate systems with what we call swivel chair activities, and especially finding ways to seamlessly incorporate human input. And on the flip side, we generally think of collaboration in terms of user activity, not necessarily system events. So a good DevOps solution might be largely self-contained, but include a lot of those swivel chair activities in external systems. So by adding automation to the mix in a way that helps bridge these activities, we can find a catalyst for true business transformation as the two work together. So working in a software automation company, we're generally pretty efficient. But early on, like so many others, we face challenges in a lot of our internal processes. Teams use different project management processes with their own unique documents, often stored locally or shared ad hoc via email or messenger tools. And this led to siloed management of projects, hard to find tracking files and artifacts, and lots of reporting challenges. So within this context, we saw a really good opportunity to streamline and standardize all these critical processes using Jira as a key starting point. And with that in place, perhaps most importantly, we also found ways to drink our own champagne by adding automation to our new and improved team solutions and expanding their scope to include many user personas beyond just the team working on the DevOps solutions. So the first step was consolidating a lot of critical tasks within Jira and Confluence, from our internal project tracking all the way to incident management in our service desk. The next step was finding ways to make user experience a part of automation, so allowing robots to ask for input and decisions throughout different workflows. So at the same time, we did want to keep everything centrally managed within Atlassian. So we found several ways to allow multiple personas to focus on their tasks at hand while automating the handoffs and cross-system activities. So everyone got to enjoy the benefits of Jira for agile project management or Confluence for real-time collaboration, with automation working in the background. So a really simple example is within our internal Center of Excellence team, who references incident and issue data on the fly. Our COE members need to view and update details managed in Jira across multiple different activities. So by adding intuitive UI via our UiPath apps connected directly to Jira, we gave these end users different ways to interact directly with its data while keeping everything centrally maintained. And similarly, we set up a quick apps form to submit and track automation projects, issues, and many other different DevOps inputs. So these data inputs from a form and attachments can be used to create standardized project artifacts in Jira, generate work items like user stories, and create a collaboration space in Confluence when selected. So once approved, the automation project is easily shared, tracked, and promoted. And we found a really great model where our apps and automation hub tools are integrated seamlessly within a DevOps structure built on Atlassian in a user-friendly and intuitive way. All right, so let's take a quick look at a couple of demos of some of our solutions using both UiPath automation, UiPath apps, and Atlassian tools in the background, in this case, Jira. So on the left, we have an example form to add items, in this case, issues that go directly to Jira. So once submitted, an issue will be created with several artifacts generated automatically, as well as Confluence pages if selected here. So this is our product solution, so I don't want to submit one today because it will kick off the full workflow. But if we look on the right, we can retrieve existing data real time by searching for a sample issue. So I'll go ahead and enter my issue as the identifier. And it does take a minute to load, in this case, as part of our staging solution. But once loaded, all the relevant Jira information is displayed. And I did want to point out, in this case, we don't want this persona making edits, so everything is read-only, but we can definitely use different views for different personas. So as this type of user, if I'm looking up any type of information and I only want a couple of different fields like the issue description, the summary, the priority status, creation date, etc., all I have to do is look up that identifier within the app, and I can pull all that information directly from Jira. And then on the left, if I do want to create a new issue, I can always do that via the form. So these are very simple examples, but with a few quick automations and apps, we were able to open up our Jira and Confluence-powered solutions to a very broad audience without losing any of the oversight or governance necessary for critical projects. So this is also just scratching the surface of what UiPath and Atlassian can do together. There are lots of great use cases around test automation, service task, and many others, many of which we use internally. So as we wrap up, a couple of notes on our integrations. So today, UiPath users can enjoy native integrations with our studio activities with Jira, like the ones we just discussed. But we're also really excited about additional integrations in the works, including ones for Confluence, built on our new integration service. So this will include integration in UiPath Studio, like the Jira activities, as well as triggers to kick off UiPath automations via events in Atlassian tools. So that brings us to the end. I did want to say thank you again for joining, and definitely be on the lookout for great new capabilities between UiPath and Atlassian. Thanks again.